And then I would always play soccer and football, so I always had like a soccer ball on me. He's like, yeah, you have this ball, you want to play. So we go to the park, and it's like a really beautiful, I don't know if you've ever been to San Francisco, but Golden Gate Park's got these like huge soccer fields, really beautiful, the fog was coming in. It's like, wow, look at this, you see this here? I think vampire live here. And so the vampire thing early on became vampires. And then he wanted to talk, we always talked about the vampire from Alcatraz. And he would like play this song, what's the hell's the name of that band? It's not U2. I don't know, some band he would rock out, it was like very 80s. He's like, this is a vampire song. Oh man, I can't blank on the name. And I can't sing, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. But yeah, so the vampire thing early on, then he was saying maybe Johnny was a vampire, so in the room he wanted to have the car fly off the roof. I was like, flop that Johnny's a vampire. So, and he'd always say to me, yeah, you'd be a good vampire. Maybe it's a New Orleans thing. And then he says now, Greg make up story, vampire is completely off the wall, never say such a thing. Johnny never supposed to be a vampire. And I'm just like, this is just getting more and more ridiculous. How about anybody in the far back? Yeah, right there.
Where is Tommy from? Because I have heard mixed things about him.
Well, it started to make sense. I was in New Orleans recently, which I love. If you guys ever get a chance to go, it's really fun. There's a lot of vampire tours there. Everything has to do with vampire boutique, vampire this. There's a vampire speakeasy bar that I went to. And he says he's from New Orleans, so I think maybe New Orleans. Yeah, right there. It's like, it's been a long week in that regard. Lots of like weird conversations, lots of, it's everything you'd expect. I feel like I sort of became the adult and then he kind of went the other way. So, yeah. Well, you texted me earlier, 20 minutes ago. It's like there's a really weird conversation that's not like, it seems like, is he mad, he's not, and then there's always get the very enthusiastic, okay, exclamation point. Oh yeah. Oh, the word of the day. The words of the day? It's amazing. Yeah, right there.
So you talked about getting to like go all over the world and travel because of this film and stuff. When the pandemic happened, did you get to do anything interesting to still try to reach out and connect to fans?
So I had a really interesting pandemic. So I moved to Arizona to make this new horror movie about a cult called Miracle Valley. It comes out this week. Thank you. Yeah, and it was a really weird thing because I got a message from some guy who ran a ranch down there who said, hey, I know you want to make a horror movie. I have the perfect setting for you. I mean, it's not something you should respond to. I tend to not have the best judgment. I responded. So I was living in this beautiful vista out in the middle of nowhere in Arizona. And the guy ended up, spoiler, being kind of crazy. But we made the movie there, and I got out of there. And then the pandemic happened, so I still had the house. So I left LA, went back to this place, lived out there. It was a perfect place to be during the pandemic, but I got really into like UFOs. So I wrote a script about a UFO abduction that was based on this weird ranch guy. So I was really productive during the pandemic and did like Zoom calls and like connected with theaters. We did like Q&As over Zoom. So I stayed really creative during the pandemic.
Thank you.
And then I finished making the movie and the editing for Miracle Valley. All right, anybody else? Yeah, back there.
I had a question about, I don't know if this is common knowledge and I just missed it, but I remember it being sort of a mystery as to the room and how it was funded.
It was through leather jackets.
Okay.
We just sold a lot of Levi's jeans and leather jackets. And then when James Franco asked Tom, he's like, that's it? He's like, yeah, James, I'm sorry you embarrassed yourself. You don't know anything about retail. James is like, yeah, it's a lot of jeans. Yeah, far back.
Has Tommy ever taken responsibility for anything? He doesn't seem like the type of guy to like take ownership for mistakes or anything.
Look, we work hard, we do our thing. I'm sorry, sir, you know. I'm not Santa Claus, okay? Okay, we're gonna get you guys ready.